Hey everyone, welcome back. My name's Kevin, and today on the menu, smoked beef ribs. Now we got these ribs from our friends over at Stewart South Shore Meats. They're a local farm about 30-40 minutes west of us, and they provide locally sourced beef, which is great. And they hooked me up with these ribs here, and I'm gonna cook them for them and see how it goes. So there's several different kinds of beef ribs, depending on where you get it from on the steer. Some people get them flanking, which these would qualify, but if you just cut them thinner with each bone being intact as a little plate. Or you can do English style and cut them like this. We got roughly 2 inches of meat on some of this, beautifully marbled, but English style would be sliced between the bones, and this is the common way to do it, and you would smoke them that way. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate this here, divide it into 2 separate chunks, and smoke them intact like this. It's gonna take a little longer, but that's okay, I have all day. These ones, I requested they come untrimmed. So there's a fairly large fat cap on here that I'm gonna take it down a little bit, but this way I can control how much fat I leave on there. So if you're gonna talk to your local butcher or you're gonna go through a farm like this, if that's something you wanna do and control it yourself, I highly recommend you leave it all as is, and then just do it yourself. For me, I've got this dull strung Shadow Black Series boning knife. I'll leave a link down in the description below. I can get you 10% off these beauties if you would like. But a boning knife is ideal in this situation. It just works so nicely when you want to get the fat removed. All right, so I'm just gonna break this thing down for you quickly and then I'll do it. We're gonna smoke these things on our Pit Boss pellet grill at 225 degrees Fahrenheit. Time is undetermined. It probably, I would imagine, will take a while. There's a lot of meat on here. There's quite a bit of fat that needs to be rendered. But we're gonna treat these like brisket, so we're gonna bring them to 201 degrees Fahrenheit internal. At roughly 165 degrees Fahrenheit, I am going to wrap this in peach paper. I'm gonna hand me that roll of Pit Boss. You know the Pit Boss one? The other stuff is just freezer paper. I'm gonna wrap it in this. This is Pit Boss peach paper. Amazing stuff when you're smoking, brisket, beef, whatever. If you're doing pork, aluminum foil is great, but for beef, I highly recommend this stuff. Lets it breathe a little bit and it doesn't ruin that bark that you tried so hard to create. So at 165, wrap it in that, and then we are going to let it go until 201, and then put it in our Camero box and let it rest. Treating it exactly the same way I do brisket. All right, so let's begin. So I've already kind of given me a place to start. So I'm just gonna start by separating those. To get rid of this, that's the freezer wrapping paper I was talking about. That you wouldn't use on the smoker. It's got a coating on the inside. So first things first, we're gonna take down some of this fat cap. Alright, see on the underside of ribs, you got this thin layer here, it's called silver skin. Take that off. Grab a towel. It just helps you grip it. And it'll come right off like that. Get rid of that. Alright, the rest of that I'm gonna leave on there. Trim that down a little bit. And we're gonna do the same for this side. All right, we've trimmed up our beef ribs. We've got our 2 different styles that we're gonna be doing this. Essential short ribs. Well, it's all short rib, but done differently. And we're gonna leave this entire plate. So now we got our salt, pepper, thyme, and garlic, and we are just gonna coat these things fairly liberally. Like I've said in the previous, beef loves salt and pepper, so it's your friend here, just like the fat. So don't be afraid, don't just put a little bit on there. Load it up. And then they're ready to go on the grill. So you get your grill preheated to 225 degrees. Let it do its start up, let it do its burn up. Come do this while you wait. By the time you're done this, it should be ready to go. I'm gonna suspect this cook is gonna take roughly, these will take less time because we've exposed more. This guy should take a while. Again, I don't play by times here. I just keep internal temps, but I'm not gonna think it's gonna be done anywhere before 6 hours. These ones will be done a little quicker. So here we go. Okay, so those are done, and I got all my spices in here. It makes life easy. I've said that in other videos too. I just keep going back to this one. I got one that's just salt and pepper. I've got one that's salt, pepper, and garlic, and then I got one that has thyme. That's it. So now these are gonna go on the grill, and you know, sometimes with brisket, I'll spritz with apple cider vinegar. I'm gonna do that here too, but I'm gonna let them sit for a while, probably 2 hours before I even think about doing that. And then it's just get yourself a spritz bottle that does a fine mist, because if you do too much, you'll wreck your bark. It'll run off if it's not gonna set properly. So you can just give it a little spritz every once in a while. It's a great tip for pork ribs. Every half hour if you want. I'm not gonna do it that often with these, but I will be applying apple cider vinegar to these. And now I'm gonna put them on the grill and leave them there until 165 degrees Fahrenheit, at which time I will be wrapping in this, and I will show you how to do that when the time comes. All right, so I've got this on. You're gonna lay these on bone side down. Simply like that. They're bone side down. Space them out. Here's the whole cut, roughly 12-inch piece, and then the short ribs spaced out. And I'm gonna sit them on the bone, and they're gonna stay like that. So it's gonna stay on here for about 2 hours, and then I'm gonna give them apple cider spritz, and then we'll go from there. All right, everyone. 165 has been reached. Actually, I let some to get to 170 by accident, but it happens. So now we wrap them in peach paper. Look how the bone is pulled away. See that? Not only is that sexy, it just, yeah, it's sexy. So now we got our peach paper, butcher paper, whatever you want to call it. I'm just simply going to take my knife and cut some pieces. And wrap these up. These little guys I'm not going to wrap. They're almost done. They're the ones that got a little further. But it's this one I'm going to wrap. Now if you want to take some apple cider vinegar and throw it in there if you can. But there's a lot of fats here that are melting. I am not worried about that. But check it out. You see that? Them bones there? It's going to present beautifully. This is one fine piece of meat. Okay, so what I did there, fold it over. I almost did it too quickly, didn't show you what I was doing, but it's not rocket science. Roll it over, tuck it in, roll it over, and I'm gonna put it on the grill the exact same way that I had it before, and that's bone down. And yeah, that's not rocket science either, that makes sense. It's like a little plate that sits on there for you. And now we're gonna throw this back on the grill. I'm gonna turn my heat up to about 275 degrees Fahrenheit, and for the remaining temperature, we're gonna get it to 201, pull these off, and let them rest. They'll be good to go. See you in a bit. All right, folks, they're done. And I was pretty close with my guesstimate. These ones, the English style, took them off in about 5.5 hours. And the full thing here, 6.5. So we got to our 201, happy. They smell and look amazing. Let's check it out. My goodness. Might as well just do a little bit of that. See that? That is incredible. All right, now these were smoked for, like I said, 5.5 and 6.5 hours respectively, and we pulled them off, and now we're gonna slice them. So we'll see if my wife will get that camera a little bit closer now.
It's gonna get bumpy.
All right, so here we have the ones that we cut, you know, like this in the beginning and smoked them individually. That's one way of doing it. Another way is doing the whole thing. It's fun. Now we're gonna just slice into this beaut. Look at that.
Just squeeze it all the juices.
Oh yeah. Look at that. You getting a good look at that, Ash?
Not quite. Do another one.
Do another one?
Yeah. We need more light on it to show the juice coming out. Smooth that part away. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, let's talk here for a sec. That's beef short ribs. That's local beef short ribs. The best beef short ribs. South Shore, Stewart South Shore Meats. Check them out if in your area. Comment below if you'd like to check them out if you're in our area, and I can hook you up with some contact information if you want to eat like this, because it is glorious. You know what? We haven't even tasted it, but I promise you it's glorious. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video as much as I did, and I'm going to. I encourage you to give some beef short ribs a try. Do it both ways. Season it the way I did. Experiment with some other ways. Hit us up in the comments below if you have any questions, or again, if you'd like to get some information there. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Yes! 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 Hey everyone, welcome back. My name's Kevin, and today on the menu, beef ribs. Are they short? Are they flanking? I don't know. Damn it, start again.